What's up, people? Good morning. It's Wednesday. And yesterday on the news, I heard that the politicians in Germany are talking about raising the retirement age to a higher age before you can retire completely. A trend that's going on in Western countries at the moment. France just had this deal, and basically the French people almost burned France to the ground with protests. I don't think it did anything because, as far as I know, they're still going to raise the retirement age there. They're going to try to do the same thing in Germany. And like I said, this is a Western country trend. And people shouldn't be wondering why this is. It's the problem is that these Western countries have been overspending their budget for years and years and years. So they print more money to be able to give it to Ukraine, to be able to give it to illegal immigrants so that they can sit around and do nothing in this country. As a matter of fact, the policies in Germany sometimes forbid the immigrants and the migrants that move here to work for a certain period of time, so they have to get free money. And, it's policies like these all over the West that is causing the West to not be able to maintain their retirement ages. And once again, for the failures of the politicians, for the big mistakes these politicians make, the public and the citizens of those countries are going to have to pay for it one way or another. And in this case, it's going to be that hardworking German people that have worked their ass off all their life are now going to have to work 2 years longer, or 3, and maybe for some people it's going to be 4 or 5 years longer by the time this whole thing is over. Because this won't be the first raise, in the retirement age. It's going to happen again. Give it another 10 years, they're going to be talking about the same shit again, because these countries are not going to rein in their spending. They're not going to live according to a budget like all the rest of us have to. You know what I mean? And they've got their priorities all fucked up. The politicians' priorities is giving illegal immigrants more money for free, giving corrupt-ass Ukraine more money for free that we don't know where it's going, we don't know where it's being spent on, there's no accountability for the money, and then we've got Zelensky, who is taking this money and then using it to apparently bomb Moscow with drones, which I heard also yesterday on the news. Now, I'm careful to make any accusations because a lot of the news we see about this war is propaganda from one side or another, so it's really hard to tell what is true or not. But Zelensky's getting more and more bold, and he's using Western money to do it. And his boldness is going to get us into a possible nuclear war. You know what I'm saying? And nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. Everybody's here in Europe. His life is basically on the line. It all depends on what Putin's going to do. And the further the West pushes this man into a corner, who has the second largest nuclear arsenal in the world, the farther he's going to be pushed into possibly using nuclear weapons on the battlefield, which will affect all of us. So not only are the politicians misspending your money, not only are their priorities completely fucked up and backwards, they're also putting everybody's lives at risk with their moral virtue signaling bullshit. And now it's going to be causing the people in Germany to have to raise the retirement age. It's fucking disgusting. It's disgusting. These people are evil, disgusting fucks. You know what I mean? I would like somebody in the Bundestag in Germany to calculate up all the money we've given in Germany to illegal immigrants, add it all together, then add all the money we've given to Ukraine, including all the weaponry that we've had to make or had to buy for them or whatever, all the money in money. Because all that money is actually there for German people. German people paid into it all their lives by working in the tax system. They paid into it. And that money is basically there to be spent on the welfare of the German people. And instead of doing that, they have spent it on the welfare of every fucking buddy else. And now the result is that in Germany, the retirement age is probably going to be raised now and will probably be raised some more in the future. Because like I said, these countries are not going to rein in their spending. They're not going to suddenly say, well, I think we're too far in debt. Let's fucking tighten our belts now and stop giving free money to illegal immigrants. Let's stop giving money to Ukraine. It's not going to happen. They're all in on all this bullshit. And unless we get like a serious system change and a serious regime change in Germany, that shit will never happen. They're going to continue to print more money until the euro collapses completely. And then their solutions are going to be to put us all on central bank digital currency, where they basically control everybody's bank account, everybody's wallet, and they can decide what you buy, when you buy it, how you buy it, and how fast you need to spend your money. So they're going to be able to turn off your account for whatever. So people like me and anybody else that's speaking out against the government will eventually have their bank accounts turned off. They're not going to be able to buy food. They're not going to be able to buy anything because we're saying things that, doesn't align with whatever government narrative. The Western world is becoming more and more totalitarian. We all see it happening, but all of us are just sitting around like frogs in boiling pots, waiting for it to happen. You know what I mean? The simplest thing people can do now is speak out against it, protest against it, make a YouTube channel, do whatever you got to do, to voice your opinion about the way things are going. Because right now you still can, but if you don't start using that power, if you don't start using that right more, and taking accepting the small risks that come with it, and accepting the small consequences that come with it now, you're also going to lose that right, and before you know it, we'll be like North Korea. And I don't think anybody really wants that, whether you're on the right or the left. So the raising of the pension age in Germany is a bad sign. It's a bad sign that everybody has to pay attention to. Now, I personally think that, I think I'll be fit for a long time. I hope so. And I think that, okay, these 2 years more, personally, not such a big deal. But it is a big deal because actually you're getting robbed 2 years of your life that you were basically promised that if you work hard, do your job, and save money and do the right thing, that you'll be able to retire at a certain age and live, a nice elderly lifestyle without having to bust your ass any longer. And now there's years being robbed from that promise. So it's a bad thing, and it's a direct result of the overspending, misuse of the money that the politicians get. You know what I'm saying? Misuse of the tax money that the politicians get. And, maybe instead of paying into this gay Zentgebühr, you know what I mean? Whatever, $50 every 3 months that everybody has to pay for. Maybe we should divert that money away from those people and put it in the retirement funds of the German people. Maybe that'll make it last a couple more years before they have to raise the retirement age. Now, I realize that there's going to be people out there, the brainwashed people that can't think for themselves, that are going to come up with 1,001 excuses about how, well, it's more complicated than that. You got to look at this, and you got to look at the European Union budget, and you got to look at blah, blah. Look, bullshit. It's simple as this. A country, like a household, has a budget. And that country has to adhere to their budget, or they're going to go into debt. If we as people go into debt, we lose our houses, we lose our shit, we get less money every month for working the same hours, so we can pay that debt back at the point of a gun. You know what I mean? That's how it happens with regular people. But the politicians can basically just go, well, we don't really have to budget our money, so we have extra money to give migrants extra cash for free. We have extra money to give people COVID money for free. We have money to shut down the whole economy without consequence. And we have enough money to just give it to Zelensky without checks and balances on it. So they're not held to account for anything. They don't have to live by a budget at all. And the reason why is because you are going to fucking pay for their mistakes. That's the way it works. And it's disgusting, gross, horrible behavior. These people are supposed to be doing our bidding as citizens of a certain country. So in Germany, the people that pay into the system in Germany, and yes, I'm not German, but I pay into your system so I can take out of the system. And that's the way it's supposed to go. That's what these politicians are there for. They're there to make sure the people in their countries are living well. That's basically their job. You know what I'm saying? They're not being threatened by outside forces. They're not starving. They have indoor plumbing. They have electricity that works. And all of this shit is basically on its way out because these politicians are dumber than a bag of dicks. And so, really, people, wake up. Wake up. Start opening your mouth on this shit, or you're going to get robbed of absolutely everything. Absolutely everything. Because they're already coming for this now. You know what I mean? So they can continue to give free money to Ukraine and free money to illegal immigrants. And that's where your fucking tax money is going. Jesus Christ, it's unbelievable.